Afrobeats is so much more than Afro pop. Hi guys, I'm Cokes, Speaking of Afrobeats podcast host. Today I'm gonna tell you guys a story about something that happened to me last weekend. So, last weekend, Saturday morning, I'm in the bathroom. I'm about to take a shower. Before I get in the shower, I'm on Spotify trying to find something to play. So I'm scrolling through Spotify and then I find this Two-Face playlist. I'm like, okay, this will do it. Put the playlist on and I get in the shower. I'm in the shower, water's flowing, music is playing. I'm hearing old school Two-Face jams. I'm hearing One Love. I'm hearing Fana Ibaga. I'm hearing African Queen. Then this next song comes on. And it's the song where Two-Face goes, I want you to dance, go. Hey, I want you to dance, go. Remember that song? When that song comes on, I lost my shit. I lost it. I'm like, yo, this song used to be a banger. This song was such a jam back in the day. I'm thinking, yo, Two-Face used to have Afrobeats by the neck. Two-Face he had the type of run that Rima is having right now. Back in the day, Two-Face used to really do it. So I'm hearing this song, I'm like, wow, what a classic. And then the next song starts playing. I'm like, wait a minute, wait a damn minute. I'm not done. So I literally get out of the shower and I reach for my phone to play the song again. And that's when I see the name of the song is Eau de Vie. 3 French words, Eau de Vie. I'm thinking, okay, interesting. And then I get back in the shower. So now I'm in the shower, I'm back again, vibing to this song, and then a thought pops into my head. So that song, Two-Face featured Wizkid on that song. And there's a part of the song where Wizkid goes, and you know, Eau de Vie yakba, and Eau de see nothing. I'm like, okay. That's what he was saying. That's what he was saying the whole time. That song is over 10 years old. The whole time I've heard that song, I've heard that line as Eau de Vie. That's one word, Eau de Vie. And I've always thought that word, it was a Nigerian slang. I had no idea what it meant. And so I just put it under the nobody knows what it means, but it's provocative bracket. And so on Saturday morning, as I'm in the shower, playing this song for the second time, it clicks. I'm like, okay, that's what he was saying. That makes sense. Okay. So I finish up with my shower, get out the shower, get dressed, carry on with my day. And then, randomly, in the middle of the day, another thought pops into my head. I'm thinking, wait a minute, okay, what does Eau de Vie even mean? So I pull up my phone, grab my phone, go on Google, type it in the search bar, what does Odavi mean? Google brings up the search results. Google is like, Odavi means spirit. I'm like, okay. They mentioned Hennessy in the song, so okay, it makes sense. They're talking about alcohol. Put my phone down. I go about my business. Next day, Sunday morning, soon as I'm getting out of bed, another thought pops into my mind. My brain is like, hold on. If Odavi means spirit as in alcohol as in Hennessy, is Hennessy a spirit? And so I go back on Google, I type it in the search bar, I'm like, is Hennessy a spirit? Lo and behold, Hennessy is a spirit. Hennessy is a spirit because Hennessy is a brandy. And a brandy is a type of spirit. It was that Sunday morning that it clicked for me. That not only did they mention the name of the brand in the song, not only did they just say Hennessy in the song, they actually captured the essence of the brand in the song as well. In that moment, I had an epiphany. That was the moment that my eyes opened. That was the moment that my eyes opened to the reason why I created my podcast, Speaking of Afrobeats. And that's where that brought me, right? That brought me to what my podcast, Speaking of Afrobeats, is about. My podcast, Speaking of Afrobeats, is about showing people that there is so much more depth to Afrobeats music than what is on the surface level. Yes, Afrobeats is fun music, it's club music, it's party music, but there is so much more soul. There is so much more spirit to it than what we take the time to explore. And so that is what I am doing with my podcast, Speaking of Afrobeats. I am taking listeners on a journey to exploring Afrobeats for the rich, soulful, spiritual genre that it is. Afrobeats is so much more than Afro-pop. Let me tell you that now. Afrobeats is so much more than Afro-pop. There is so much more music, so much more subgenres that we don't even get to touch, that people don't hear. Because our listening experience is only limited to what is played in the clubs, and that is Afro-pop. So if you love Afrobeats music and you would like to explore Afrobeats on a deeper level, join me on my podcast, Speaking of Afrobeats, where we will be going on a journey into the depth of Afrobeats music. So right now, I am on the second season of my podcast, Speaking of Afrobeats. There are 12 episodes in this season. Right now, I am on episode 10. I am having an Afro R&B versus R&B label with Praise. Praise is an Afrobeats artist from Lagos, Nigeria. We are talking about the Afro R&B label and how appropriate it is for Afro fusion music that is being made by Afrobeats artists. We also talk a bit about love being the general theme of R&B music. We get into a conversation about Nigerian men, love in the Nigerian society, and then we play some games as well. So this is a very fun episode. It is on YouTube. You can watch it on YouTube, or you can listen to it on Spotify. So I usually share highlights from each episode on TikTok and on Instagram. So if you're on either of those platforms, follow Speaking of Afrobeats on there. I'm Cokes, Speaking of Afrobeats podcast host. So I will be seeing you, and you will be seeing me on the next episode of the Speaking of Afrobeats podcast. Take care, guys. Bye. Perfectionism is holding my neck. Leave me alone, let me go. I don't want to be perfect. God damn.